Chris Ryan came into my life when he was 12 years old. And soon after I met him, we sort of adopted each other. He came to live with me until he moved to Methodist University. So I knew him over 30-something years of his life as we were in a great relationship as father and son for most of that period. Well, the time that he spent at Methodist University, I was so proud of him for the way that he developed the relationships with the faculty, staff, and students, the quality of program that he designed, and just hearing the testimonies of students after his death about how he impacted their lives was just very inspirational to hear over and over again. And I still hear alumni now speaking about what Chris meant to them as he mentored them through their time at Methodist University. Exciting to see Chris here as Chris, his oldest son, and followed by Joshua and Caleb, who hopefully will make the decision to come here as well. And it's very exciting. Chris is on the soccer team and doing a great job, and I expect he will do as admirable job in the classroom as he does on the athletic field. Aha, Chris, that's pressure on you. But I know that you can perform those kind of outcomes, and I'm excited that you are here and to see that your father will be so proud of you at this time.
My whole life was Student Activities Committee. We were in this house all the time. It was really a home away from home, and thanks to him, we were able to have that. A lot of people don't know that Chris is a legacy, at least he is to the people who were around when he was around. The house, student activities, even some of the entertainers I know have repeatedly come back because of what he started. It's sad to me that you ask people who Chris Ryan was, and now they don't even know.
Chris Ryan was my brother-in-law. He was also a great friend and the student life director when I was a student here at Methodist University in the early 90s. Chris Ryan was the heartbeat of our campus. He organized all the events for the students and was really the first guy on campus that took care of me. When I needed, a shoulder, when I needed a friend who was an administrator, but also, a real person.
When I transferred here from East Carolina in 1998, I got involved with residence life and student activities. I would say my relationship was family. Chris was really good at, bringing you in and making you feel like you were part of his family. I spent a lot of time at his and Susan's house, babysitting the boys, and hanging out with them outside of school. Chris was also, I would say, a mentor to me. He encouraged me to go on and further my education. He drug me to Boston for the Student Activities Convention, where I got to interview for an assistantship to go to graduate school. So he helped me realize my potential and opened a lot of doors for me. And I don't think that I would be where I am today without his encouragement. Chris opened a lot of doors for lots of students and provided us with more than just entertainment through student activities. He taught us some life lessons and encouraged us to get involved in planning activities and reaching out to other people in the community to make them aware of what goes on here at Methodist.
When I met Chris, he was Student Activities Director, and he also, at the time, my coach, did not travel with us, so he traveled with us. We went on our first big trip together was to Dallas, Texas for our nationals for cheerleading competition, so that's when I got to know him pretty well. And he loved being involved in all of the athletic teams. He would take one of the school vans and go watch the baseball team, soccer team, basketball. We did not have football at the time, but he would go watch any of the teams. And if students didn't have a ride or couldn't afford to go, he would make sure that happened for them. So that was a big deal, very important to him that the students had an opportunity to have those experiences. And the neatest thing was when he passed, about 2 or 3 students got together and made a t-shirt with all of his favorite sayings or just little crazy silly things he would do, and it's very neat to walk and pass somebody and they still wear those shirts. Or people say, do you have any more of those shirts? I'm like, yes, our attic is full. Probably still have about 200 or 300 left. They made masses of them. But it's neat to watch people wear those, and people still joke and say one of his phrases. It's pretty funny. A lot of the coaches were a big part, and I think they valued that he took interest in the students and making sure students were able to take part in those activities. I think the neatest thing is, like you said, Christopher being in school here. I can remember we actually lived in Weaver dorm apartment until he was probably about 4 years old. And I can remember taking walks around the main circle, and he would be riding on a four-wheeler. And he would be in the dorms. Miss Maggie was one of the cleaning staff, and he would ride his little four-wheeler around in the lobby and just following her around everywhere she went. And we couldn't find him. We'd go stand at the end of the hallways up on Weaver dorm and just yell out. He'd be in somebody's room hanging out, eating, chilling, playing, you know, having a good time. So this was our lives being on this campus. I think when you go away to school, especially if you're miles and miles, 2-3 states, even if you're from another country, Student Activities was an organization where everyone was involved. He always made sure summer break, you couldn't go home, well, they went on a trip, and the whole gang went, and they were a family. They did everything together, and I think that was the biggest thing to him, because he grew up in foster care himself. So for everybody to feel a valuable part was important to him. Show you Uncle Chris's house. This house used to set up where the BB&T and the facilities now for the PA program are. This is the original living room, and they have a portrait now of Chris over the fireplace. They did a house dedication in 2004 to dedicate the home. The screened porch out there used to be a screened-in porch when it was up on the main front of the campus. If you come through, this door is now padlocked, but Chris actually used to live in this home, and his bedroom is up those stairs, his old bedroom, with a Pepto-Bismol pink bathroom. And this was the master bedroom that was used as Student Activities office now, and bathroom, and then a guest room. And here we have a kitchen and a dining room, as they used to be. This is where he made me my 21st birthday, my first big meal as a 21-year-old. He cooked dinner for me, and we sat at this huge table in this dining room and had our celebration meal together. This area used to be a laundry room. I did a lot of laundry in that laundry room, and it went out a back door that went to a carport area. And this was the den. A lot of students used to come over, hang out, enjoy if they good times together. If they didn't get to go home for spring break, winter break, holidays, whatever, they would come over, hang out with Chris and Pastor Safley. They invited everyone to the home. This is a place where they would play music, sing, laugh, just have a really good time. We actually became engaged in this room, and our three sons, the older two, actually had some of their first birthdays in this house when it sat at the other facility. This deck was constructed when they moved the house down here. It had a previous deck that we moved actually to another city. It's actually on the back of another house somewhere. But this is the facility that they added to have student activities, come relax. I know the FCA, other organizations have used it as well to celebrate. Chris and Mike Sinkovitz who is a big part of the campus as well. They actually built this deck together.